jokes, and it's just fun being there. Maybe the person is in your family, maybe they are on your team, somebody that you know. It's likely they are I wired, I as in influencing. And as you know, we're talking on DISC, the Maxwell DISC method. Remember, as we said before, is that there are some people who are outgoing and there are people who are more reserved. There are people who are more people oriented and there are people who are more task oriented. So as you learn and you will become more aware of who you are, you get to learn how to adopt your style to communicate with anyone in your life. Again, this is not about boxing anyone into and say that, oh, you're a D and you're I. So therefore, that gives you a reason, or I should say, an excuse for you to behave the way you behave. You can learn so that you can be able to communicate, as I said, with anyone. Today, we're talking about the I's. And the I's, as I said, they're more outgoing people. They're people who liven up the party. They're very friendly, they're talkative, they're adaptable to many things. They're very optimistic people and encouraging. So likely when you're around these people, they lift you up. However, like every one of us, there are weaknesses. Difficulty with following through with things. You might have people on your team that don't follow through when you give them something to do. They're don't have this, what should I say, they're inattentive to details. They don't give you all the details. They don't even actually follow through on the details for themselves. They're easily distracted. They anything pass by, somebody say something, their mind gone there. And you can maybe relate to this. Sometimes when the music comes on, that person just starts singing and they're totally gone. They're more concerned about popularity than results. They have a tendency to overpromise and underdeliver. Again, when you are aware of your weaknesses, then you're able to work on them and strengthen yourself in what areas you need improving in. So when you, as an I-wired person, when you want to stay focused, you need acceptance and appreciation, a freedom to express yourself and verbally express yourself. Be creatively doing that. As an I-wired person, what are you motivated by? You will notice these people, they like recognition. Their popularity and approval, they want that. And if you're I-wire person and you are stuck or you're stalled, consider moving an item forward by breaking it down into small little bite-sized tasks that you can actually complete. And when you think of getting energized, get people around you. Get others that can help you, maybe give you ideas, somebody that you can bounce something off of. Because eyes are energized by other people, right? They're energized by people. Most importantly is that you need to work on your blind spots. Eyes do not listen carefully. They do not listen to understand, and that's why sometimes they get themselves into trouble. So if you know you're an eye-wired person, listen more. Listen to understand instead of listening to respond. Focus on deadlines and milestones. Eyes may get distracted so easily that they miss their deadlines. Mind you, you need all four of these profiles: the dominant, the influencer, the steady, the compliant persons. You need all of them on your team. So you need these I's on your team. An I and a C might not get along so well. since a C is all about work and the I is all about fun. However, if you have high I persons on your team, you must be able to create an environment where they can be energized. So they have a natural ability to actually relate to people, and they can influence anyone to take action very easily because that's who they are. Now, as an I, and you have to communicate with a D, what do you do? Be very direct when you're speaking to a D wired person. Get to the point very quickly. Deal with issues in a straightforward way. Negotiate commitments and goals and deliver as promised. Remember who you are and who you are speaking to. And this is so important, not only in your personal life as you learn how to communicate. As I said, there are many people who are suffering in relationship because they can't communicate with someone. Know who you are so that you know who someone else is and you can adopt to their style. If you're an I and you're communicating with an ex I, be your friendly self. Acknowledge each other's accomplishment and be sure to listen and follow up on the details. From an I communicating with an S, a more steady person, slow your pace down. I's can be very fast paced people, right? Be easygoing. Be able to show your appreciation for that person. Respect that person, the way they do things, and how they are able to do it. For I to a C, this is like an opposite profiles. And as I said, this is where sometimes you find two persons can't get along to work with. As the I wants fun and the C want the work to get done, like right now. When you're communicated with a C, do not be overly chatty. Your high I nature would likely want to talk, and you're gonna hear so many things about you. A C wants to get the work done. Remember that. Prepare facts in advance and be sure they are accurate when you're communicating with a C wired person. Expect they're gonna ask you a lot of questions, and make sure that you get back with them to them with an answer. Give feedback, give them enough time to make a decision. Remember, how you adopt your style will make your relationship or what you're communicating with that person more successful because you're treating that person the way they want to be treated, not the way you want to be treated. So, and I would like to talk a lot about themselves. If you're talking to a D and C, they really might not be interested in hearing that. If they understand this, they are going to tolerate you because they understand who they are speaking to. However, if it's someone who don't understand profiles and how we are wired, you can irritate that person. So learning about yourself, so important that you know your strengths, how to leverage your strengths, and how to start working on the areas that you need improving in. And I will guarantee you, as you know who you're speaking to and you can adopt your style to that person's style, you're going to have a better communication with that person. The whole goal is to build your relationship and be able to communicate with others so that you don't get frustrated or that person get frustrated with you. So if you want to learn more about this, do give me a call, give me a message, share your takeaway as you learn which profile more stands out or more like you. Share it. Let me know who you think you are more wired as. Again, remember, it's not boxing yourself into that. The goal is to learn how to communicate with everyone on the different levels, and I would say in the different profiles of the DISC, D, I, S, and the C's. Share your takeaway, and let's talk about the S in our next video.
Your company's most valuable assets are the people who make up your company. So you need to invest where it counts the most. Most companies have experienced flawed communication and confusion about goals and outcomes. Yet, you can imagine the perfect team, one where communication is flawless, there's clarity about mission, and everyone has emotionally bought in. There are steps you can take to make this a reality. The first step to realizing a team environment that promotes clarity of communication and synergy among your entire team is simple. Engage with your John Maxwell Team DISC certified instructor to evaluate and educate the people who make your company shine. Our DISC training reveals to each person insights about their own personality and how they send and receive information. By sharing each other's communication profiles, your team can establish an understanding of how to promote the best interactions between various personality types. Managers learn how to help their employees feel accomplished and powerful. And businesses see the power of this clarity at the bottom line. Walk a path to ensuring that your team communicates clearly and effectively. Invite your John Maxwell Team DISC certified instructor to bring this training to your business.